Live alone, don't communicate, keep to yourself, build your walls and close your windows. And then what? The Stoics glorify the individual turning in on himself and becoming completely independent from the influences of the outside world. Control your own emotions and don't get too involved with others, they say. At first glance, this may seem like a strong stance, but it ignores the most fundamental aspect of being human: communication and connection. The Stoic philosophy of focus on yourself and ignore others is actually a mask for a growing selfishness in the modern world. It puts empathy and building meaningful relationships with people on the back burner. But the true richness of life lies in our bonds and emotional connections with others. The real power lies not in ignoring people, but in understanding them and communicating with them in a healthy way. If you want to get out of the Stoic world of emotional isolation, here are 7 basic principles to guide you. 1. Emotional engagement, not emotional distance. Hear your emotions. Learn how to use them, not control them. The Stoics say, control your emotions, be neutral towards others. But this actually means that you should cut your ties with people. According to them, showing others how you feel makes you weak. But emotional engagement is the basis of real communication. Showing people how you feel and understanding their feelings builds empathy and trust. When you make a genuine connection with the other person, you not only understand them, but you also develop your own emotional intelligence. Take action. The next time you have a conversation, try to really understand the other person's feelings. Ask questions, listen and respond sincerely. 2. Create solutions with words, not silence. Solutions don't just appear out of the blue. Just know where, when and what you are talking about. The Stoics advise avoiding conflicts, saying that silence is the best answer. But silence often magnifies problems instead of solving them. Lack of communication weakens relationships and creates distrust between people. Real communication is not about silence, but about open and honest dialogue. Expressing yourself, sharing your feelings, and telling others what you think contributes to your growth and theirs. Take action. When you have a disagreement, speak honestly instead of remaining silent. But when doing so, use language that is descriptive, not accusatory. 3. Don't try to control everything. The Stoics reduce human relationships to a superficial level by saying, let go of what you cannot control. But in the real world, no relationship can be fully controlled. People are complex, and accepting this complexity is the first step to building powerful communication. Instead of trying to control everything, embrace the uncertainties in relationships. You don't always know how people will react to you, but by talking openly with them, you can turn that uncertainty into something meaningful. Take action. Stop seeking control in communication. Let people express what they feel and respond to them sincerely. 4. Don't keep to yourself, share. The Stoics glorify isolation. Withdraw into yourself, return to yourself. But this is the biggest obstacle to understanding and connecting with people. Communication starts with sharing. Sharing is a strength, not a weakness. When you express yourself, the other person finds the courage to share their own feelings. This creates a strong bond not only on an individual level, but also on a social level. Take action. Tell a friend or loved one honestly how you are feeling at that moment. Even a small sharing can create a big bond. 5. Don't stop empathizing. The Stoics have little room for empathy. For them, what others feel is something you have no control over and therefore not very important. But real communication is impossible without empathy. Of course, you have no control over how someone else feels, but you can influence how they feel. Empathy is understanding what the other person is feeling and making them feel it. This is the most powerful tool in human relationships. When you show empathy to someone, you make them feel that they are not alone. Take action. Try to understand the other person's feelings and express them. Even a simple sentence like, "I understand," you can make a big difference. 6. The art of real listening. The Stoics often advise not to pay too much attention to what the other person says. But real communication starts with effective listening. When you really listen, you show that you care about the other person. Listening is not only about understanding what you hear, but also about focusing on the other person. This builds trust and deepens your relationship. Take action. In a conversation, focus on just listening. Try to understand the other person's feelings without interrupting them. Communication is between people. This is what distinguishes human beings from other creatures. Listening, understanding, analyzing, and creating feedback. 7. Learn to receive criticism and feedback. The Stoics recommend not reacting to criticism, but this is one of the biggest obstacles to growth. Receiving criticism is an opportunity to improve. True communication is not only about expressing yourself, but also about receiving feedback from others. Criticism and feedback make you a stronger and more empathetic individual. Take the criticism, examine it. Someone else may be able to see what you cannot. But don't hesitate to notice and intervene with those who criticize for the sake of criticizing. Take action, ask for feedback from the other person, and see it as an opportunity for development, not as a personal attack. True communication is power. The selfishness that Stoicism recommends leaves you weak in human relationships. It is not possible to be a strong individual without communicating, showing empathy, and sharing your feelings. True communication not only makes you a better person, but also builds stronger bonds. Understanding others, sharing your feelings, and speaking openly makes you a truly strong individual. Let go of the Stoic, go back to yourself, and discover the beauty of being human. Because life is beautiful when shared.